There's a friend of mine right now. Oh, I guess I should start off with an intro. Hey guys, welcome back to I think I'm gonna call it a fresh start. It's something that I really need. I guess I'll hold off on introducing said friend until a bit later. But I want to say that since I made that first video, I felt a lot better about doing YouTube. And I watched a video today, FNAF World Refreshed video by the Dapper Waffle. That really gave me the motivation to keep doing this. And he said something about how YouTube had recently become about being the most efficient, the most perfect. You have to optimize every second of your online existence. And it made me think, I don't want to do that. It made me reflect on how I've treated YouTube. And I think I've always wanted to just have it as a space. As a space to sort of have an outlet for my own creativity. You'll notice that there isn't any in-game audio playing. My headset disconnected. Or at least, there's no in-game audio for me. I don't know if it's there for you or not, but I hope it is. Recently, I'd been seeing a lot of reels on Instagram. And it was all this, like, what do you call it, sad core? And it got me thinking, because I used to watch a lot of that back about a few years ago. It got me thinking, it's alright to be sad, but to make it a personality is when it becomes destructive, you know? It's when it becomes more than just being down. It becomes, this is someone. They are sad all the time. And that's no way to live. I think today I want to build a house. I don't really know where. I might try and flatten this little area out. Anyway, I also decided today that this would be a sort of advice thing. An advice series, if you will. And I think my first bit of advice is that you don't have to try so hard to make everything perfect. I know there's a lot of people who like to flex by saying that they have the most perfect life. They have the perfect girlfriend, the perfect car, they have the perfect everything. But for some people, I think it's just about being okay. As long as you're okay, as long as you're not suffering, or if you are, as long as you work to make it not that case. That's, I think, what is perfect. I could be talking out of my ass. There was something someone said at some point. Something about the pursuit of happiness. And, I mean, it's kind of true. There is no greater happiness than the pursuit of it. You know? I think I'll make my house up here. Gonna have to flatten some land, though. I was thinking about having the first video in lowercase, but I didn't want to blend in with all the sad core people. But I think Minecraft beta is like the popular thing for sad core people to record on beta. So I guess in a way I'm blending in with them. Another big thing is blending in, or at least the lack thereof. I already had shovels. Whoops. I've always been a bit weird. You know, I've always stuck out like a sore thumb. Whether it's my appearance or something else, I've always been a bit standoffish from others. Afraid to speak, that sort of thing. And I don't know what it is, but I've always had that. I've always been very awkward, even with my own body at times. For example, whenever I'm going out to learn longsword, I can't quite get the hand movements. I've always been a bit awkward with how I move. And it's those subtle things that I think really tell about a person. But over the years, I've learned to be a bit more comfortable in my own skin. I guess instead of advice, this is pretty much a vent, but over the years, I've become a bit more comfortable in my skin. You know, I've been able to say that I like how I look. I've been able to say a lot more positive things about myself. And I don't know what changed in me to be able to say that, at least. Because the way people treat me, or treated me, was pretty bad. The way I'm getting treated now is also pretty bad. So I don't know what changed. But at some point, I decided that enough was enough. And that I deserve to be my own greatest critic. And I think that's a lesson that a lot of people need to learn, is that it doesn't matter who says what about you. It matters how you see yourself. Oh, some cows spawned at our house. Your area, I guess. Because if you see yourself as imperfect, if you see yourself as some negative thing, then that's how you're going to treat yourself. You stop putting in effort. At some point, all just starts to confirm itself in a way. However, if you take the time, you see yourself as a better person, you start to change fundamentally. When I started to say and see myself that I'm a better person, something fundamentally changed about me. I started treating people better. I started being kinder to myself. I started to appreciate life for what it was, for what it is. And I think that's something that people have to realize is it's better to appreciate life than to hate it. You don't want to live a hate-filled life. For a life that is filled, or for a life that is perceived with hate will only be filled with it. You are what you make it. So make it good. Treat others well. Even if it doesn't get you anywhere right now, I can promise you that it will at some point. These things kind of pay off. So it doesn't matter if someone's being a dick to you at your lunch table. It doesn't matter if someone's pissing you off at work. And I'm not saying turn the other cheek. It's more of just general kindness, you know? Because if you treat others with respect, then at some point, you'll respect yourself a little bit more. And I think that's what I'm trying to do at the current moment, is to respect myself more. You know, not fall into temptations, start treating my body a bit better, start putting in more effort. That's because I've started respecting who I am as a person. Recognizing my achievements. Because everyone has achievements, you know? Whether that just be getting through the day or something else entirely. Everyone has things that they've done that are worth celebrating. I realize now that with clouds the way they are, I don't think I will be able to live up here. Flatten this place out for nothing, really. I'll have to live down here. That's okay. It's about the mistakes that you make, and it's about learning from them. I don't know. I'm just some idiot who's making Minecraft videos. But I don't know. It struck me that I needed to say some things out loud so that I can internalize them and treat myself the right way. We could get rid of that little mound. I don't know. Maybe. I don't remember what the build limit here is. It might be 128 for all I know. Nor do I really care to look it up. One over. Kind of a downside to living in a mountain, I guess. Don't really have anywhere to build. I'll tell you what, though. Let's see. This place is beautiful. I could live down there. Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. It'd be a bit of a hike every time, you know, trying to get back home, but I have a better idea. You all might call me a bit crazy for this one. I wouldn't blame you. However, being crazy, or at least a little divergent in the head, is kind of the goal here. I want to build under the canopy of that, I guess. I know it's kind of weird to dig out this little place. However, it is all in the name of progress. These will be where the doors are. One, two. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have a window here. Oop, sorry. Yeah, I like that. I think I have to build it out a bit more. I want this and this to be support pillars going all the way down. And I will use a bit of this dirt as scaffolding. So I can build a little bit of structure. Carve it into the rock. There we go. Block by block. Anyway, supports aside. Ah, dang it. Hey, it makes it easier for me next time. Oh, I shouldn't have added that support. Oh, good golly, it's about to be nighttime. I didn't know fall damage took durability. Oh well. I guess I'll have to be more careful. And besides, the sunset's over there. We'll find a new place to live eventually, where the sun sets a bit beautifully. For now, though, there is no rest for me, as I must build. Probably shouldn't have put in this support, and if I fall, I die, so... Right, stairs just break into blocks. Fuck. It's fine. Imperfection is something that should be enjoyed in life, not criticized. Speaking of perfection, and I know this is gonna sound a little weird, I don't believe in perfection. Hear me out on this one. And this sort of ideology comes from a show that I came to love, called The Good Place. I don't really believe in perfection. I just believe that things are good, but they can always be better. And one of the biggest like plot points in that show is if everything truly were perfect, and if there were nothing to challenge people mentally speaking, then it would be a very boring existence. For those who don't want spoilers, skip ahead a little bit. Maybe 5 minutes. But in the show, a large plot point is in later seasons, the demon Michael is left to run heaven. Don't ask how we got there. If you know, you know. Anyway, the demon Michael is tasked to run heaven. And heaven is quite literally perfection. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing to challenge anyone, and it's just an eternal loop. Not really loop, but it's just eternal happiness. But after a while, with nothing to entice, with nothing to challenge, well, all play and no work makes Jack a dull boy. Pretty soon, people are reduced to mere vegetables, unable to leave heaven, because it is the final step, but unable to be fulfilled, because there's nothing, there's no challenge, there's no way to earn happiness. The solution was simple. Death. Michael concocted a way, along with other primordials, to allow people to die and finally rest after they get through the afterlife. The afterlife, so to speak. Where you are no longer a thing, but the good that you put into the universe is what you are. It was a very beautiful message. It was a very beautiful last episode with everyone returning to their goodness, so to speak. And that's kind of the thing that got me thinking that happiness was, or sorry, not happiness, that perfection was an impossibility. Because true happiness, I think, comes from a challenge. It comes from earning it. Not from just being... Dang it. True happiness comes from the fact that there is challenge. The fact that there is something going on that, in its own unique way, gives you a challenge, gives you something to think about. What the hell? What in the fuck? What the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck? Is it just this door that's messed up? That was on my side. Okay, well, in that case, fellas, we are not doing pressure plates. Whoopsies. Well, I do know what I can't do. How do you just make top slab? I don't think you can. What if you attack the bottom? Nope, okay. Well, in that case, then we will make bottom slabs. As such. The real only two building blocks back in this version were top and bottom slabs of really any kind. So it feels a bit artistic. I mean, it's a limitation, obviously, but it's also artistic in a way. Makes you think about every block choice, you know? I don't know. There's no real point in knowing. Just kind of guess your way through life, you know? You find something that you're good at, and you just kind of guess your way on how to do it properly. I'll take down this tree. It'll help. Ooh, double. Nice. Alright, well. I think I'm right on the money. Well, I was, but I'm off on, you know, wood. It's fine. There's a lot of beautiful things in life. You just gotta find them. Who knows, maybe I might start posting clips of this to Instagram, put some subtitles on it, and then just pretend it's prophetic shit, you know? Prophetic. Prophetic? Prophetic. I don't know, I'm no fucking prophet. I still remember when I thought it was the most important thing in the world to maintain, like, relevancy and to maintain that sort of online persona of the happiest motherfucker in the world. You know? That takes so much out of a person. You don't realize it until it's too late, but, like, that takes so fucking much out of someone. To just be happy all the time? It's torture. Oh, whoops. No one can just be happy all the time. Everyone's got their point, you know? And I think it took a long time for me to find mine. There we go. A bit of glass in there, get some natural lighting. How much do you bet I can expand this out to the back? Probably can. Won't do it right now, though. How much do you bet that I could make a little staircase and have a bit of a second floor? Oh, I like that idea a lot. I'm gonna do that. Dang, I made pressure plates. Whoops. Oopsies. Oh well. I guess I ought to move in. Whew. It's a little dark. It's actually pretty dark. Pretty though. Even if it is dark. It's my first nighttime I didn't immediately sleep. Kind of feels right in a way, you know? I have a really fun idea. Whoa. Not my idea. No, yes, I can. There we go. No, no we don't. Never mind. What? I don't know what's happening, but... Oh, it doesn't have enough light. That's the problem. It's fine. Oh, wait, there's probably monsters nearby, yeah. Makes sense. Oh, I think we did it. No? Oh, well. Yeah, it was an idea, regardless if it failed or not. I'll sleep here. I assume it's unable to boot me to a new place. Yeah, that was the issue. It was unable to put me in a new place after I had slept. So it just fail safe to just not having me sleep. Which I guess it's a good fail safe. There's a bit of comfort in having something so simple. You don't realize it until later on when you no longer have something simple, but there's a comfort to it, you know? It's that eerie sense of familiarity along with not knowing. I don't know what this base could become. It doesn't make me less anxious to find out. I guess I have to start filling in that roof, doing a bit of landscaping. I think I like it. Simple. Not really supported by anything, but... It's of the era, I'd say. I think that's where I'm gonna end off today's video. Thanks for, if you are listening to this point, for just letting me talk for a good bit. I think the more of these that I make, which I mean I've only made 2, but the more of these I make, the more I realize how much I kind of just needed a place, you know? So don't get me wrong, most people would assume that... Oh, what in the hell? Most people would assume, oh, well, home is the place, you know? Home is everything. But sometimes you don't really feel safe there. This is nice. If you liked what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. I think I'm gonna be heading out. But not without getting a view of the gorgeous land. It's real pretty.